Jesus teaches, "Speak nothing but the truth, retraining the priests of the Greek gods." Chapter 95. At the meal in the house of the tax collector Jored, the Lord's doctrine of life. Naturally, the tax collector Jored invited the 5 Greek priests, 3 priests of Apollo, 1 of Zeus, and another of Minerva, to the midday meal as well. An invitation they politely accepted, and they sat down at our table. During the meal, according to Greek custom, not much, or nothing at all even, was said. But after the meal, once the wine had loosened the participants' tongues, the talking commenced, and soon the table grew quite lively. However, the 5 priests merely listened, speaking very little, for from the conversations with the disciples and the other guests, they clandestinely wished to glean who I actually was, and from whence I came. Though nothing of the sort came to light throughout the conversations with all the different guests. In time, the 5 ran out of patience, and they began to ask if they could say something, namely about their future priestly behavior, so they could balance themselves towards the people. That is when I said to them, "Speak nothing but the truth, the way it was and how it happened, and call upon the witnesses, of which you have a surplus here, and thus will no hand be laid upon you. But then accept my new doctrine and preach it to your people, and they will rejoice in seeing completely different people for a change, completely different teachers than was the case until now. Are you under the impression that the members of your temple believed anything you said? I say to you, among hundreds, no more than 2. They joined you merely out of old habits, basking in the spectacle you conceived. But for quite a long time now, nobody believes a word you say. Thus have you lost nothing herewith, and instead you have gained much. But what my doctrine is all about, my disciples will teach you quite easily until evening. And they will also instruct you on how you must go about teaching it to the people. However, above all, you too must do what the doctrine demands, for only thereby may you attain the consummation of life, doing therein what I am doing now. And upon becoming perfect through and through, you will do even greater things. The true, great, and only God did not create man for him to be solely active for the satisfaction of his physical needs, like the animals do, but rather much more for the inner spiritual needs. He who becomes active in spirit and exercises the powers of the spirit through knowledge, faith, and deed will become strong and mighty in spirit as well. Whoever exercises the powers of the Spirit above all else erects within himself the kingdom of God, and that will be, within man, the true everlasting life, akin in all its characteristics to God the Creator. Once man has attained this most blissful state of life, having unified his will with the recognized will of God, he will then do all that God is doing, and thus he is a Lord of life, a mighty arbiter over all the forces of nature. I can see that you will not completely understand all of this as of yet, though should my disciples instruct you more thoroughly, you will then comprehend more clearly what I have told you just now.